EJay Eric, hey, happy Sunday, happy results day, happy future games
Results day.
day. It is
Yeah,
it I'm just gonna say it is a better day today than I've
I
had in
was
the
gonna say it is a
past.
happy results day for
Yes.
Simple Coach. It certainly
Yeah.
is. You know who it's not a happy results day for? EJ.
EJ,
Brutal. I took it on the chin
you
tonight. This
did,
week
you
rather.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
matched your excellent low score of the from
Almost.
week
Yeah.
2. Yeah.
Yeah. 15 this week. A
Yeah.
whopping 15 points. I got 3 games right.
Nice.
But everybody only got 3 games right as the Hive. We did not do
Really?
we did not
We did
do
not
well.
do well.
No.
That is
Where are they?
interesting.
We got no, we got two. Wait, we got four. We got four
Four.
right.
Wow. That is, you know what? What was the game? One of them, I literally thought, I think it was the Dickinson Washington game. I'm like, there's going to be a result here, one way or the other. Washington's in a shock or Dickinson's going to roll. And then they tied zeros.
They
Like,
tied.
the worst, right? The 0-0 to me in that game is the worst because you don't expect no goals to be scored. Right?
Right,
Right. If you're calling a tie, you got to say it's 1-1 or
and
2-2.
you came awful close to
Yeah.
the Chicago Wisconsin Eau Claire
Yeah.
0-0 score
Yeah.
line.
Yeah. Yeah. I was surprised. I thought I could get it. I thought it would get it there, but I was surprised by Chicago. They did not.
Yeah,
They're not impressive to me.
and I told you the one game I got, one of the 3 games I got right, the Lycoming. I think I had
Yeah.
Lycoming tying that game,
Yeah.
and they did. The
I,
John Carroll
you
Lycoming. Yeah,
did. You called that one, I will
I called
say.
that one. Yeah,
And I'm mad at John Carroll because I expected them to win that game.
you did.
I
And the
don't
other
know,
one,
mad's the
the
right
other
word,
interesting
but
one was Montclair. Montclair,
yes,
Montclair picking up points on Bassett.
yeah.
So
Maybe they were
Montclair's
onto
done the last.
something. Yeah,
They haven't given up a goal in 4 games.
games. Maybe they're maybe I should
They might have
revisit.
turned. They might have turned the corner,
Yeah,
which is
good
bad.
timing.
Good timing. Bad news for Rowan, for our
Yes,
folks down in
yeah.
Glassboro.
Who didn't
Uh,
have such a great weekend?
Not a bad weekend though.
Not a bad weekend, but not great. But
I mean, they were like I said. This is just prep. I mean,
yeah.
They gave
Yeah.
everybody a game. So
I will say the game against Christopher Newport, man, they hung, right? Like they were in it to win it throughout the game, and I think they just got a little bit unlucky there for the third goal. But and then Mary Washington, I thought they did well. I thought they exerted so much energy with 10 men on against Christopher Newport that I thought their legs. Think they might have
right,
been a little tired. So
it would be interesting to hear what those in the Rowan know
no, yeah,
think about this weekend.
yeah,
Is it a big deal?
yeah,
Was it a big deal or was it not? Again, I think
yeah.
they're looking
Yeah,
at
how do
Glenn
they
Jack.
leave it? That's true. Like,
Right.
hey, do they leave it like, oh, we lost two, or do they leave it like, man, we hung with
Yeah, best
two
teams in the
top
country.
best teams in
Yeah,
the country, and we're
yeah,
right there. We are
yeah.
right there.
Hmm.
I would tend to leave it at they're right there. I mean,
Yeah,
I have them. As I mentioned, I'm doing my rankings now, and they dropped a couple, but at 2, 3, and 3, I've kept them at number 20 because I thought they looked pretty darn good this weekend in spite of the two losses.
if you lose to if your only losses are to like top 15 teams and you're
I
in those
can't.
games,
Yeah, I can't. I have struggle with
does that
that.
make you that make you number 16? I mean,
Yeah.
somebody's got
Yeah.
to lose, but
Yeah. And
that's
again, I think the difference between the games that they played and then if they would have lost, if they went to the next day, if they went to Mary Washington and lost 3 or 4-0, then you're
right,
like, yeah, maybe not. Maybe they don't
right,
have that
right.
to get them through. But no, they were in both games.
I kind of felt that same way about Williams a couple of years ago when they had their 10 or 11 ties.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, are they good because they can't lose,
Yeah.
or are they not good because they can't find out how to win?
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
which is it?
Yeah. Which is it? Which is it?
Which,
Yeah.
which is it? So it's kind of, that's kind of how I feel about some of those things.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let me share highlight some of the who's the winners are.
And I'll post it in the boards because
Yeah.
I've got I started backing out now that we're in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, backed out the low score. So you've got I don't know how you've got it sorted. You've got it sorted by week 4. Okay, so you've got what
Yeah.
Hopkins walk on and local
Yeah.
at 60.
Yeah.
The overall, yeah, and we don't need to go any further because I'm all the way at the bottom. You can't even see me. You can't even see
um,
me at the bottom there.
this is that was week 4 that you just saw. So
Yeah.
Hopkins, Walk On, and Local were the winners, and then this is now ranked at the
There you go, and
total
that's
so
the
far.
that's the
Yeah,
grand total. We're taking out the low score, so yeah, you cross it for fun.
yeah.
Pretty consistent. The 85 was a great week, but 35, 45, 35.
He
That's pretty good.
yeah. That's how does he do it?
Cookies right there.
Cookies hanging. Cookie,
Cookies,
come on,
cookies
baby.
hanging, cookies hanging with the big boys.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and there's
Uh,
EJ. But look
yeah,
at that number. Wait.
I
Yep.
know,
Look at that number right there in the yellow gray
I
column.
know, I
Oh my
know.
gosh.
Not a good week.
Hey, and there's Simple Coach. Look at that 4-0. 4-0 right there.
See,
I bribed somebody. I'm not gonna say I bribed
is that what it
someone.
was?
Yeah, I sent money to every team.
I know I'm not going to win this thing, so I use you as kind of like the
Yeah,
litmus test of
the,
how am I
the
doing?
minimum minimal
Did I beat
threshold.
right? Did I beat Simple Coach? That's all I'm going
Yeah,
for at this
yeah.
point.
I'm
So,
actually
so
not
still there.
too bad. Maybe I can. No,
Well,
I'm far away from winning it. So
we still got 6 more
yeah,
weeks.
6 more weeks. Hey,
A
if
lot
I
could happen.
got everybody
A lot could happen.
right where I
Yeah,
want them.
you
Got to
could
fix
pull
these.
a Soccer Rob. He had
Yes.
Soccer Rob came back this week after 2 weeks off. Soccer Rob was back.
Where'd he go? Where is Soccer? Is he
He's on the
down?
bottom
Yo,
again.
Soccer Rob. Look at that.
15,
Hopkins
15-0,
92 had
15.
such a miserable one day. He's like, yeah,
And
I'm
left.
not coming back. I'm done.
Why did I do this to myself?
Yeah.
Why am I bothering with this? This
Yeah.
sucks.
That's great.
Yeah, that's
That's
exactly
great.
it.
All
It's
right,
kind
well,
of what I said.
I'll post this to D3Soccer.fans. Hopefully I'll get the link right and the updates right. And
Yeah, get the
but
links right.
I don't know if I told you I fired my admin because
Okay.
he just couldn't get it right. So
It's not Jackie, is it?
I'm yeah, no, she walked away from me. She actually quit. She's like, yeah, no, I'm done.
She's like,
I'm
I
too
don't
old
want to
for
do
this
this
game.
anymore.
Um, yeah, if I'll sort it out and I'll
All
post it
right.
by So, all right.
All right. All right. All right. So,
Uh,
did, so I don't, this, I'm looking probably at another 15 points this week. I'm
yeah.
just, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know why. I don't know why I do torture myself with this crap.
You keep trying. It's like if at first you don't succeed, try
I
again.
guess.
And
Or it
it's
was
like
no. I
in
thought it was that
golf
if at
too.
first you don't
Hey,
succeed.
look, I got a good week. This good score this week. I got to do it next week, and you pine back to the day when you had that that
What's
good.
it? You hit the one good shot, right? That
Yeah.
makes you come
Yep.
back. You hit,
Exactly.
the bomb a drive or hit a, beautiful 5-iron approach and stick it
Yeah.
to the pin. And you're like, that's why I play and I'm coming back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what the correlation is going to be
Yeah.
in the picks here. Like maybe I got to get, 3 on the head that nobody else
Yeah.
gets or something. I don't know.
I don't know. This week, I don't know who's gonna get
I don't
what.
know.
Like
I don't
this
know.
is real.
This is not good.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Friday
all right.
game.
Let's do the
Here we go.
Friday.
Here we go.
Friday game. One Friday
Here we go.
game. Here we go, baby.
One Friday game. Texas Lutheran at Southwestern University in Texas. This
Two
is a
teams.
big. Do you call this the SCAC or is it just SCAC? Is it like NESCAC, SCAC?
I
I don't
just
know.
call it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a
That's a good
big,
question.
big
Yeah.
SCAC matchup in Texas
Yeah.
this Friday.
Yeah.
You got
That
a
no
4
one's
0 1.
two teams that no one's really
No one
looking
knows.
at.
Nobody knows much about. And they're good
Yeah.
teams, and they're always good teams.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Um,
Except for Cooper. I think Cooper. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, he'll know what's going on with these teams. He doesn't play though, so yeah. Texas Lutheran, they're going the hour north to take on Southwestern. It's a big conference game. It's a 14 playoff. The SCAC is a 14 playoff, and the teams in that conference: Colorado,
Mm.
Trinity,
Yep.
St. Thomas, and then you got Texas Lutheran and Southwestern.
Yeah.
Those are the five teams playing for four spots.
Yeah.
So this is a big game,
This is
and
this
both
is.
both Texas Lutheran and Southwestern are undefeated.
I
This is a great game. I mean,
I
I don't
will
know anything
say
about them, but great game.
I do have both these teams on my radar.
Mm,
Um, um, you, you know, Texas Lutheran beat Mary Hardin Baylor, which is always a pretty tough matchup, and then they beat Otterbein. And I think Otterbein is good despite some results that didn't go their way. And Southwestern has taken down some decent teams, and so this one's tough. This one is
yeah.
really tough. I'm trying to think, I should have looked. Do you know who what they did against each other last year?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was like a 2-1 game.
Yeah, not even
To
close.
I think it was
Yeah,
Texas Lutheran. I think 2-1.
yeah, yeah. It's not.
Uh, but yeah, I mean these teams were predicted to finish fourth and fifth in the
Yeah,
conference, and four of them make the playoffs. So
yeah.
in theory, this
And
is a huge game.
this is a huge game.
Yeah,
Whoever comes out ahead
yeah,
it has the advantage already. So
hmm yeah, yeah. This is a big game for those two teams.
yeah. Oof.
So it'll be interesting. I'd
And
like to
I have
watch some of that.
no idea how I would score that game. I'm gonna definitely
I don't
watch
know.
that
Like
one.
I said, I don't know enough about these guys
Yeah,
to have a
yeah,
strong opinion on it.
yeah, yeah,
But I'll do all my research to make sure I get it right,
yeah.
and
Listen
then
to
I'll get it
me.
completely wrong.
Hear me. Do the opposite.
Yeah, exactly,
Hear me. Do the opposite.
exactly, exactly.
All all right. Saturday.
Saturday,
Saturday. This is
Saturday
a
we've
good.
got
This is another one. This is another really good. This is going to be a good soccer game.
yeah, um, another big conference matchup. This time it's the SCIAC. You've got Redlands at 4-1-1. They're going to play Occidental at 4-1-1. So
So,
here's
yeah, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go.
So the interesting stat that I pulled from this one as I was looking at it to see if this was worthy is Redlands are 36-7-1 against Oxy. 36-7-1 in Oxy since 2002. But three of those seven losses were last year. They played them three times last year and lost to them three times.
So regular season, SCIAC tournament, and then maybe the NCAA's. Maybe.
No, I
Yeah.
think I think I think this is one of those conferences where they play each other twice
Well, twice. Yeah,
during the regular season.
yeah,
I believe.
yeah,
Maybe not. I don't know.
yeah.
I didn't look that closely at it.
Um. All right. So I am deeply suspicious of Redlands.
Really?
Yeah. 'Cause
Okay.
every year they start out and you're thinking, okay, this is a year that I think they could do something, and then they sort of tail off, and then and I don't know if it's conference or what, but so I'm deeply suspicious. Oxy has had a good run of it the last couple of years, and I'm I'm wondering if they can't take Redlands again. The
Yeah.
only issue I have is that they're playing a big game on Wednesday against Pomona Pitzer,
hmm
and that is the only thing where I'm like, so
that whole middle of the week game thing. I was thinking about that today when I was looking at some of the matchups. Is it a good thing so you can get the momentum going,
yeah.
or is it a bad thing because you're tired and you took all your energy and blah blah blah. I don't.
I don't.
It can. I guess
Yeah.
It probably depends on the team.
I
Some
think the
teams
moment.
probably relish that, and
Yeah.
other teams might struggle with it.
I think the momentum is good as if right if you're playing and you actually play well and win or it's a good result for you, and you get a boost for it. And I will say, it is still early,
Hmm.
and so the midweek games aren't as impactful maybe than I think they are.
Well,
Once you
once you, I
hit
mean,
October, right? Legs are heavy. You're carrying knocks. You
okay,
don't have
all right, I
time to
see what you're
rest.
saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, that's
So
fair. That's fair.
so all in all, they're going to cancel the game because I said I can't pick anyone.
It's gonna be
Uh,
California wildfires,
yeah,
and
yeah,
they're gonna shut
yeah,
down.
yeah. Oh, and I will
Well,
say, I
Oxy's in
mean,
LA, right?
yeah. Um, the it's not an easy week either for Redlands because they play Claremont Mud Scripps, who I think
That's
is
not
might
easy.
is better than Pomona Pitzer.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I have it's
yeah.
like 23rd in my rankings or
Right,
something like
right.
that. So, yeah, it'll. I mean, I'm sure both teams will be up for it. It's just a matter of how much soccer actually gets played. So that's what I think.
All right, good one.
Next up,
So this is like the third or fourth time I've had these guys in the pool. I mean, at this point, I got to think. This is a team you really got to pay attention, like really seriously pay
yes,
attention to now.
yes,
So it's Augsburg at Wisconsin Eau Claire.
yeah,
Like this, like I said, this is week 5, and I think I've had them in here like 3 times already. This might even be the fourth time. I don't know. Um,
and it tells you something about the schedule that they're playing because
right?
these are not slouch games that you're picking,
No, no.
right?
Augsburg is 8-1-1.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They've outscored their opponents 30-8.
Yep,
Eau Claire
yep,
just beat Chicago. They're
yeah.
6-0-2.
And they did it
You
in
go.
good in good fashion that they do. I don't think Chicago was terribly effective against them. I thought they were put up against the ropes for most of the game.
And this is the game that I was looking at when I was thinking about the that midweek matchup. So Augsburg
Yeah,
has a week off. They're not playing during the midweek.
no,
Wisconsin's playing St. Olaf.
yeah,
I mean, St. Olaf is down, um, surprisingly down.
yeah.
But this is that's what got me thinking. Like, is it good to play St. Olaf and get
Result.
a result there before going
Yeah,
into to play Augsburg? I, I don't know.
yeah. I don't know. That's
I think I'm guessing that Wisconsin is probably over the moon, and not like because it's
they're
surprising. I
so
think they're probably just
ecstatic.
having they're having a great
Every
season and
time,
they
yeah,
know it,
and they love
and they're
it, and
loving it, and they're
they're
loving
loving,
it.
yeah, and it's like
Yeah,
more red meat, please.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Who's next?
Um.
Yeah.
So, I did one of my Simple Coach interviews with Augsburg head coach Greg Holker, and he talked about how a number of years ago he decided hey, they were going to change the way they play, because it just wasn't what he wanted, was not materializing,
Hmm.
and so I looked at him today just in anticipation of this video, um, and it must have sort of everything must have come
It's clicked.
to new style. It's all clicked. Do you know they've scored 24 goals, 24 goals, and so they've scored almost 3 goals a game, and only conceded 4 in their 9 games this season. I think that's remarkable. So
They're they're a good team.
yeah,
What can you say? They're
yeah,
playing well. It's a great game for them.
yeah,
This is another top 20 matchup.
yep. It's
But
going to be a tough one. It's going to be again. It's similar to the Eau Claire Chicago, like two competing styles of soccer and how they view it. And it's just going to be a question of
and
can they deal with it?
Eau
Can they
Claire
deal with
gets
Eau
us at home
Claire?
again too.
Yeah, yeah. Can they deal
They've
with Eau Claire's press and all that kind of stuff? So
they've got the benefit of being home again.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is be interesting to see what happens here.
Okay,
All right, game
next up.
4. Welcome back to the pool again.
Yeah,
You're going to start to see a lot of teams repeating.
yeah,
Ohio Northern is at WashU. So
yeah,
ONU's on a 7-game unbeaten streak.
yeah.
WashU is averaging 19 shots and 3.38 goals a game.
Hmm.
I
Why'd you
think
pick
WashU
this
is kind
game?
of I
Why'd
think
you?
WashU is kind of flying under the radar a little bit. Nobody's
Yeah,
talking about him.
yeah. I was just pulling them up. I just wanted to look at a couple of their stats, but usually it's interesting. This, the the women. When I think Wash U, I just always equate to the women's team who I
Sure.
have first, and they made it to the final
Right.
last
Yeah,
year,
yeah,
and
yeah. Yeah, no, no, that's fair.
so they're super good. But um, I mean, they just recently lost to Wheaton. That's
Yeah.
probably North Park. They lost to North Park because that's probably the best competition,
Which,
the best team they
which
played
is
aside from
yeah,
Wheaton.
which is a big that's a big rivalry game for them.
Rivalry, yeah, yeah. So, you know what? Listen, this is a team. If they are scoring the goals, which they clearly do, they don't. They don't. They're multiple goals a game. If they're scoring, they're scoring
Yeah.
multiples. They're scoring
Yeah.
two,
Five
three,
yeah,
four,
5-0,
five, nothing.
7-2, 5-0,
Yeah,
tie 2-2, win 2-0,
yeah.
win 5-0.
I think that might actually that 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 can be the vulnerability of Ohio Northern. I think is the testing of their back line and putting that part of their game under a lot of pressure. I think they're good enough once they have the ball and they're able to get farther up the field. But I mean, they looking just stat wise, they have a pretty dynamic attack. So this is going to be another one where, like, I don't know who to pick, man. Like, don't listen
Right.
to me on this. Either the opposite or not. Like, I am not. This is not one I think I'm capable of picking.
Yeah, and looking at ONU, they've only shut out one team, not two teams now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they shut out Oberlin early
Hmm.
4-0 and shut
Which is
out
they should have.
Rolls-Hulman 1-0.
Yeah.
Everybody else they've given up goals.
Goals. Yeah. That's
Tie
what I
1-1,
mean.
tie 1-1, win 2-1, win
Yeah.
5-1, win
Yeah.
2-1, lost 3-2. Yeah.
I, I'm not saying that they're weak in the back or that they have defensive problems or anything, but they have shown that they can concede. Right, and I
Yeah.
think
Yeah. Yeah.
especially, and if you've got a team that's scoring three regular, that's like going up against Eau Claire and their front line. If the ball gets up there, they can create something. And it looks like WashU. I watched one of the first games. Maybe it was Aurora or whoever um, yeah, Aurora or Rhodes. Maybe it was Rhodes. Um, and yeah, if they can get the ball up top, like they're capable of turning in a goal. That
But I mean, you think this could be a 4-3 game, a
yeah,
3-2
yeah,
game?
yeah. It very
Not
well could
it
be.
wouldn't be surprising. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's not out of the realm. I would,
Right.
yeah. I would be more. I would be again. This is another one where it's like a 0-0 would surprise me,
Right.
kind of like
Right.
the Washington Dickinson game. Like the
Right.
0-0 surprises me because these are teams that should get goals. So
So speaking of Dickinson, we've got them in our
dun
next
dun
game. Dun
dun.
dun dun. That's a nice, tee up the segue for you. Man, we are we are like
We
this.
yeah, we are. We've
We've been doing this
our
forever.
producer's talking to us in our ear.
Is that
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
next up,
exactly.
segue two. Um,
So we've got Muhlenberg at
mhm.
Dickinson.
Yeah,
So the Mules are now 4-2-2, and they opened up conference play this weekend against Hopkins, and they tied 0-0, which
yeah.
is
Which it wasn't a
which is
great game. I didn't think.
kind of what you expect from
Yeah,
Hopkins. 0-0, 1-0.
I didn't even think it was
Uh,
that great of a game. To be honest with you, I watched. I don't know, like the end of the first, beginning of the second, and I just kind of didn't do much for me. Neither team did much for me, but.
So that's the Muhlenberg angle there. The
Yeah,
Dickinson angle obviously is
yeah,
the potential Cinderella story you got going on. Um, they when they push comes to shove against Washington, 0-0. They couldn't get a result there.
yeah.
So this is a big game, I think.
I
Real big
this
game.
you know what? That is a good point. Like, I the only reason why um this is terrible. Muhlenberg is near and dear to my heart is because of the whole Matt Turner
Oh
as a
yeah, the
yeah
Matt
the whole
Turner story.
as a
I
recruit, and
posted
then he
that.
got ghosted. How
I
how
posted
friggin'
that.
awesome.
I know that's so
Um,
funny.
but like you this is a game where I have my suspicions about Dickinson that kind of sort of maybe in a way were validated in their tie with Washington, because I would have said, like, look, if you're 7-0 and 1 or 6-0 and 1 at the
Right.
time, and you're going into this game with all of this momentum, you beat Messiah, all this stuff.
Which
Like, I
which
expect you, if you want to be ranked high in the rarefied air, I expect a win. And
right.
this is another one where I'm like, I expect Dickinson to win, and I
Right.
expect Dickinson to win by two.
Right.
Like, that's the type. Like, not a 1-1, 1
Right.
0
Yeah.
close game or tight game.
That's
I
fair.
expect them to dominate
That's fair.
to an extent. And I don't,
That's
again,
fair.
that's terrible. I don't know. I don't know if that's right, but that's my thinking.
No, given what's gone on, then that's a realistic expectation to have of
Yeah.
what they've based on what they've done so far.
Yeah.
Although, with that said, that win versus Messiah looks less and less
Less and
and less
less.
and less. Messiah
Yes.
just lost again. Messiah's,
Penn State Harrisburg.
Harrisburg's always given them problems though. That they've always
And
given
they're
them
not a
fits.
bad team. I will say they're
No,
of the Penn States. They're not a bad.
they're a tournament
They're
team. They've made the
they're
tournament a
yeah.
lot, coming out of
They're
their
not a
conference.
bad team, and I don't mean to just but
They've given Messiah fits in the past. I know that
yeah,
they've usually played them pretty tight,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean Messiah is now the four and 3,
3-3, 4-3.
four and
Yeah,
three with I forget who it was. They got a game Wednesday, which they could lose. They
yeah.
could be 4-4.
Oh wait, no. Who? Oh, you're right. I forget who they were supposed to play. It's a big game. It's not
It
a.
is.
I
No, it's not
keep
a
think.
cakewalk.
I keep
What is it?
thinking.
I was
Rowan.
just Rowan.
They go Rowan. They go to
They go to
Rowan.
Rowan. Yeah,
Yeah. Like they gotta get a result there.
yeah,
I'm not even
and Ro,
sure. I'm not even sure the result is the important thing. Again, same thing. Like, is it that big of a deal out of conference? They go into the MAC Freedom or the MAC Liberty, whichever one they're a part of, and yeah, they'll compete for it. I get all that. This to me is about playing and how they play, and do they. If the result doesn't go their way, but they play well, I think that's the more important thing right now.
yeah,
So
yeah. Well, we'll save Messiah for another day. So
yeah.
this is a big Muhlenberg Dickinson game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So anyhow, that was a
Staying,
rabbit hole.
staying. Yeah, it was, I know, right?
Staying in the
Stay,
Centennial.
staying in the Centennial. Welcome back, Franklin and Marshall. Looks like they've righted the
Yeah,
ship a little bit.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, they still haven't lost. They're 3-0-4 now,
Yep,
and they're traveling to undefeated Swarthmore.
yeah. Well, I still
Swarthmore
don't have a
7
read
0
on.
1. No, wait,
Still
I
don't
know.
have a read on. I
I don't
don't
know.
know. Again,
They're
what I said earlier,
quietly taking care of business.
they're another team. Like, do they like go through the start and they're like doing really well, and then they hit the conference and then all the wheels come off? I don't know. I don't know. I
Right.
don't know. But yeah,
So
they are
you've got
riding high.
so you've
Definitely
got
riding
F
high.
and M, you've got Hopkins,
Hmm.
you've got we'll call it Dickinson,
Yep.
you've got Swarthmore,
Yeah.
you've got Muhlenberg who's hot. So you get one more team out of that. Who's that 16 going to be?
D- Yeah. Um,
Washington.
okay. Washington would be a good sixth.
You know, I don't know how's McDaniel doing. I haven't looked at them.
I think they're actually not doing bad this year.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
I know.
like, come on.
I know
Right?
Ursinus was doing well in the beginning. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, I think they
I don't know.
lost.
I don't know if I can take them too seriously, but
Yeah,
so this is a big game.
yeah.
This is a big game.
Yeah. Swarthmore's another one. I just
Yeah, I mean,
don't know. I
yeah,
just don't. It's hard to pick this game again because I don't know Swarthmore well enough. I don't see enough. I don't.
they
There's
just beat
something.
Gettysburg,
Yeah.
so they
Yeah.
opened up. They did what they're taking care of business.
Yeah.
They're quietly taking care of business.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
All
know. Good
right.
game. It's a good game. All right, moving on. What is that? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Game seven. Team I've been watching, which we talked about a little bit last week.
Yeah.
Virginia Wesleyan. So we got Lynchburg at Virginia Wesleyan.
That's just. Where do
It's
you
two.
come up with these?
It's a big game. I mean, Lynchburg's 2-1-2. They're
Yeah.
going to Virginia Wesleyan, who's 5-1-2. We talked about them.
Yeah.
You're going up, 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 and then they
And then
hit a
they.
speed
Yeah.
bump, and
Yeah.
then you
Yeah.
go, speed bump.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, they Here's the fun stat: the series record for these two teams since 1970: 30, 32, 31, and 8.
Yeah.
It's
So you'd
been a
have
draw. I
better.
mean,
You'd have
granted,
better.
granted, it's skewed by periods of time,
Yeah.
but they have a history of playing each other pretty tightly. This year they have one common opponent. They each play Catholic.
Who's a
Lynchburg beat them
doormat?
1-0.
Yeah.
Virginia Wesleyan beat them 2-0.
Catholics become a little bit of a doormat. Um, so
We'll have to get to the
I,
landmark next week, maybe.
yeah, I like Virginia Wesleyan, and
Yeah,
I was like 2 years ago or whatever they were doing, and I thought this is a team. This like these guys could go far, and again they just sort of they sort of spin out a little bit of
yeah.
control, and then they anyhow, and then Lynchburg. I still think Lynchburg is dangerous.
They're always
I still,
dangerous.
yeah, I just think I think they can ruin anybody's parade, and so
Yeah,
I actually in this game I think I might go with Lynchburg. Like I just think I don't know, I just
I
they're gonna even it up 32, 32, and 8.
right. I think this is a pick 'em. This could be a tie. Certainly be a tie.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
fun fact, a fun EJ fact for you: I scored my first college goal against Lynchburg.
nice. Did you win the
Yeah,
game?
we did. We did.
Nice.
We did.
That
Yeah.
is impressive.
Oh, not really, but
How'd you score? What was the goal like?
uh, ball bounce around the box.
You
And
closed your eyes and hit it
uh,
as hard as you could.
something like that. Turned
Yeah,
my head, and
turned your head and bounced off your back.
somebody cleared, and I turned, and no, and
Oh,
it was like most of my goals in
yeah,
college. It
yeah,
was
yeah.
right
That's
place,
fair.
right time. Right place, right
I'm
time.
down with it.
Nothing
I'm down.
special.
Doesn't matter. That doesn't beauty points don't count in this game of
It
soccer.
all looks the same in the paper the next
Yeah,
day.
the
That's what we
stats
used to
look.
say.
Look, he scored a
Right,
goal.
right,
Could have been a
exactly.
bicycle kick. It could have been a
Right,
scrap little turn my back and bounce off the back of my head.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
So yeah, Lynchburg, Virginia Wesleyan. That's a great
Yeah.
ODAC
That's
game,
gonna be.
and I've
That's
got
gonna be.
another ODAC game too.
Yeah. So.
The next matchup, Randolph Macon Roanoke. Randolph
You know.
Macon's 5-1-1. They're
Yeah.
quietly
There's again another one. Just
doing some things well.
yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you had you interviewed Josh Lux?
I
At,
did.
okay,
Yeah. I did.
yeah,
2 years ago, I think, or a year
okay.
ago. I can't
I like him.
remember. Yeah, he's a good down to earth guy.
Yeah,
Um, and I watched him. I watched him last year quite a bit, and I thought they could play. I just think they, again, it's like had he developed the consistency through a season. I thought, and it looks like they sort of got into that this year. Um, and then Roanoke. Roanoke's another one that I think the way they play, they can be pretty disruptive of against other teams. And this year it seems to be going in again, same thing. Like they go up and down, up and down, up and down, and it seems
Yeah,
this
they're
year
3-0-2 right now.
yeah,
They haven't
yeah.
put it all together yet. Interesting thing about this game, it's senior day.
Ooh, no poster.
So no poster. See a poster of all the seniors.
Yeah,
What so here's a question for you. Because traditionally for senior day, you want to get all your
yeah,
seniors get to start or
yeah.
play, some. Do you start all your seniors on an important conference game if they're not normally starters or they don't normally play a lot? Do you What do you do?
You know what? I believe in this social contract, sporting
Yeah,
contract, and I would, if I were the coach, I would certainly do that.
you would
I
think so.
like, yeah,
You think
you know,
you do the right thing.
you do the right thing.
You do the right
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
But if this is if this is a needed conference game, maybe it's
yeah.
hard to do that. I don't know.
I don't know. That is,
So it'll be
yeah,
interesting to
that's
see how
not
that
a.
plays out.
I will say, Coach Pflugrad is a really good guy, so I could
Yes.
totally see
Yeah.
him being like, "Yep, we're going to our
Yeah.
seniors. It's their day, right?" Like,
Right.
I think he's
Right.
bought into that.
Yeah.
And I will say, just as an aside, it's probably the one of the loveliest places for a
Oh, it's
game.
beautiful. That's a
Oh my God!
great
Yeah,
stadium, I guess you can call
yeah,
it. I don't know
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that field.
yeah, yeah. So,
And did you see the gym too? The basketball gym?
oh, the brand new one. Holy mackerel!
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
I did
that
a.
is like
I
unbelievable.
I was at
That
the national championship, not last year, the year before,
okay.
and we
Yeah.
stopped through there on our way down to some ECNL tournament thing with Bob in Greensburg, South Carolina. And I did a Fields of Dreams around campus, and that gymnasium
The
right next to that
the
is
gym.
just, I
The
mean,
gym
that
is
is
unbelievable.
holy mackerel.
Unbelievable. It's
Somebody
like
donated
it's like a
$2,000 for
mini
it.
NBA arena.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
it's
got,
just
luxury
incredible.
boxes
Yeah, yeah,
which are classrooms,
yeah, yeah. Just,
overlooking
yeah,
the
yeah,
I mean, it's
just
unbelievable.
incredible and
Yeah.
unbelievable,
Yeah, yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah.
And then you got the mountains right there, right?
Yeah.
Like you just sort
Oh,
of
it's
there it
gorgeous.
is, right
It's a
there.
beautiful area of the
Yeah,
country as well. I mean,
yeah,
there's nothing not to like about Roanoke.
yeah, yeah.
But going back to the soccer, this is a big ODAC
Yes,
conference game
yeah,
between
yeah,
Randolph
yeah,
Macon and Roanoke,
yeah, yeah.
and
And
I don't
both
know what to
have
expect.
both have serious ODAC aspirations.
Yeah.
Both teams
Oh, well, I
do.
think the ODAC's wide open this year because you
Yeah,
don't
I
have
do
Washington
absolutely.
Lee not as strong as
Yeah,
and I haven't written them off yet either.
I no, I never
They'll
no.
probably come back into this pool, in a couple of weeks when they're playing
They had
Lynchburg
won. I
or
did last time saw they had won
yeah,
like 4 games in a row, or I can't
yeah,
remember. Washington General Sports. I got to take a look. But yeah, no, I think the aspirations are there just because you said it's wide open. ODAC
yeah,
was wide open.
yeah. So they're three
Yeah,
and three now.
yeah, 3-3. They
Washington
won the
and Lee.
last two.
They beat
Um,
Oglethorpe. They beat
yeah,
Brevard.
yeah. I mean,
So
I will say, like, yeah, I'll just leave it out. Well, you don't want to talk about Washington and Lee because we didn't focus on the games, but yeah,
right, right.
it's
But
just
yeah,
ODAC.
but so that's why this is an important
Yeah,
game
yeah,
for Lynchburg and
yeah,
Virginia Wesleyan and for Randolph Macon and Roanoke.
yeah. Yep.
These are two. This is a big ODAC weekend for those two teams because these are
Yeah,
the better teams in the ODAC.
yeah. Do
With
they do they
with apologies to Everett,
wait? Do
these are
they don't do the they don't do a championship, do? Oh, no, they do.
they do
Yeah, yeah, they do a
they do
ODAC championship. I thought
yeah
it's. I always forget. Like, is it? But they don't. The thing about the ODAC is they don't all play each other.
right
because they have too many.
Right. You don't get everybody.
You don't get
And
everybody because there's
and
like
sometimes they play that team as a non-conference game.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
it's not part of the conference schedule, they still might play each other, but it
yeah,
doesn't count as a conference game.
yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
And
They
you
gotta
know,
they gotta lose two teams to or whatever to make it
yeah, yeah.
whatever it is.
You know, it's interesting. You look at just records and like the standout teams right now are Roanoke, Randolph Macon, Virginia Wesleyan, Bridgewater. In spite of losing to Duke, Everett,
Yeah, that's a,
and maybe Shenandoah. I know nothing about Shenandoah, but um, yeah, just record wise, I'm not saying because
right.
Lynchburg is
Well,
only two one
it's
and two, and they're still hyper competitive, and again in
and
conference, these guys are going to really
right. They
take
haven't
it up.
gotten to the conference games yet, but I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
these are the top half of that
yeah,
conference
yeah,
bracket
yeah. So
when push comes to shove. So these are huge games for them this
yeah.
weekend. All right,
All
we got
right,
two more games.
two more. Let's
Last
roll.
last Saturday game,
Last Saturday.
our token NESCAC game.
Yeah,
Got to put a NESCAC game in there.
yeah,
Uh, Connecticut is going to Middlebury.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, what
I
do you
am,
want to
I
say?
am, I
It's
am, I am slowly coming around to Middlebury, and I am
okay.
wondering, like, they are good, and I'm just
Yeah,
wondering, are they that good? Right? Like, that's the
right.
my analytical total analysis of all the data points still hasn't yielded me the information that I need. So I'm just trying to figure out, are they that good? I am still a big fan of Connecticut, the way they play. They just
Mm,
haven't sealed it yet. Like they can't. The goals just don't seem to be coming in the way that I think that they should for them. So I, again, I think this is two different teams, two different styles, um, and I would expect Connecticut to carry the most of the possession, but I would say Middlebury is going to be lethal. They're just going to sit back and grab the ball and go, and they are quick.
yeah,
They are
yeah.
quick on the attack, and so can Connecticut deal with that? I don't know.
This is historically a close game. It's been 10
Yeah,
years since there was a two-goal differential when these
yeah.
guys played each
Oh,
other.
I don't
So
think this is a. I don't think this is a two.
you
I don't think this
two
is a
nothing.
twofer. No, no
No,
way.
no. This is
Mm-mm.
1-0, 2-1,
Like
maybe
it's
3-2 if they get crazy.
game winner in the last 15 or
Right.
something. Like
Yeah.
I totally see that. I don't
Yeah.
see this as being some sort of blowout.
Connecticut goes
Yeah,
up in the 25th minute. Middlebury
yeah,
ties it up in the 85th minute. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I could
Yeah.
totally see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
This is probably of all the games, this is probably the one that's the clearest to me. Like, yeah, I can see that they end up coming out all squared up because
Hmm.
yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
15 minutes left. It's yeah. So,
All right.
all
Last
right,
game.
last game Sunday.
Sunday game. Christopher Newport. 5-0-3 Christopher Newport. They are playing Kenyon. 5-0-2 Kenyon.
This is an impressive game that you have chosen. And again, welcome Kenyon and Christopher. Did we do a Christopher Newport game? We did.
We just did them last week. We
It
just did
was
them last
last
week.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We did Rowan. Christopher Newport Rowan. Right? Or did I did
Yeah.
Mary Washington Rowan. What did I
This
do Christopher Newport? I just did somebody.
is this in Granville? Is this at Denison?
So this is I think
I
this
think so.
it's unclear to me.
Yeah.
It's unclear to me because it looks like everybody's playing at Denison. You got CNU is
Yeah.
playing Denison
Yeah.
on Friday,
And then
and
Sunday.
Kenyon's playing Otterbein.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell based on the schedules
Where?
where they're
Yeah.
playing. If they're all at Denison, or if
Mm.
CNU is just doing a Denison Kenyon trip. You know what I mean?
Denison is like an hour or 2 hours away from Kenyon. It's not.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's. Yeah, it's like Denison, Columbus, Kenyon, or Gambier. So like it's I don't know. So
I don't think it makes
so
a
it's
difference,
close by,
honestly.
but yeah,
I,
yeah,
I don't think Christopher Newport gets intimidated by
no,
anybody
no,
anywhere.
no, I don't
they'll
think so.
they'll play anybody
Yeah,
anywhere. Doesn't matter, and
yeah,
it won't make a lick of difference to them if they're playing Kenyon at Kenyon or if they're playing them at
yeah,
at Denison.
yeah.
This is going to be a good game, and again,
And,
this is
and
kind of the another great non-conference game that
yeah,
kind of sets you up for what's in front of you.
yeah. I have, like I said, mentioned Christopher Newport at 25th. I just ranked Kenyon as third in the country,
Third,
third.
okay,
And the difference between the two, I don't think is necessarily that great. I think where, again, I have questions about Christopher Newport is just the sort of the consistency of their play. And
right.
can they, and against Kenyon, you can't afford not to be playing the way you want to play because Kenyon will take advantage of it. So,
Yeah,
um,
Kenyon's a Ken. I feel like Kenyon is kind of
I
quietly
think
gone about
quiet,
their business,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they're not doing anything flashy,
I think it's
and
very
no
purposeful.
big huge statement dominating wins.
No,
they're
no,
just doing what they need to
yep,
do to get
yeah,
points and get ready
yeah.
and start
And
playing good soccer.
they played and they had a rough, right, pre-conference schedule. Like
Yeah,
they played some really really tough tight games, and so I think, well, they're obviously going to be ready for the NCAC, but um, I think this to them is going to be just okay. It's another game. Let's do it, right? Like they're going to go back to what they
yeah.
do well. And
And those two of those five wins were like last second wins.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
those
Like you said,
they
they
could be
play the
3-0
90.
and 3-0 and 4. You know.
Yeah, yeah. They play the 90, right?
Yeah,
They do. They're never out of it until the whistle blows. That's what I
yeah,
like about this team. They sort of have that grit about them. Like, no, we keep going, and they keep going back to the well. Yep, this is how we play. This is how we're going to do it. You don't see them radically changing the way they do things just because of a score or because of the time. They just
right.
keep going at it, and they're good enough where they can do that. Right, they can get through somebody's midfield, and
Yeah,
um,
yeah. No, this
so
is that's good. That's again spot on, and
yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, and
I,
whether they have to play all 90 minutes.
this is one game I will just say if fine to like I could see a 0-0 game here. Like
I'd be surprised by that. I think if
I'm
this is a tie, then I think there's a couple goals in there.
yeah.
But
I
you know
don't
that
know.
my expert opinion, Paul.
Uh huh.
This is my expert
Is
opinion
this your
on the
wait? Is
record.
this your 45-point
Yeah,
week expert opinion or the 15-point
this is
week expert
this is my
opinion?
18th place expert opinion. There
Lay
will
it
be
on me
goals
because I
scored.
need all the expertise I can get.
There will be goals scored. This will not be
Okay.
0-0.
All
Yeah,
right. All right.
yeah.
All right.
So
That's
those are
going to
our
be
10
good.
games.
All right,
Those are our
that is
10 games.
good. Those are hard, man. I don't know how
It's
seriously,
getting
like,
harder.
tell the viewing public, like, how do you come up with these games? Like, seriously, like, these are some. It's not
Well,
even like they're enigmatic games. You know, like they're so matched up. There's so certain things that are perfectly aligned, and that's the game you pick. Those are the games you pick, and it drives me nuts because I go, it's not as simple anymore.
because I can only get 3 out of 10 games right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. You do it to yourself, man. Pick the
I
games that
know.
you know.
Oh, like I know anything.
Yeah, yeah. I'm in the
I
same
don't
boat.
know
Like it
anything.
didn't matter. Wouldn't have
It doesn't
mattered. Pick a
matter.
team, I'd still
It
screw it
doesn't
up.
matter how well I know a team. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why you play the game,
Yeah,
right?
that's how you play the game, right? You tie your boots on, first the right, then the left, and you go.
That's why you
Um,
play the game. You never know what's going to happen.
yeah. All right, so I am going to, as I've done in
Put
the
the correct
past,
link.
the correct link. I'm going to double check that. Correct link and the games I will post on d3soccer.fans. I will work on the video. It all come out at the same time. And Yeah, let's get to 50. Let's get 50 participants this week. Come on.
We actually we have like
We
how
have a
many do we
lot
have
of
total?
people.
We have uh
We have
63
63.
people.
Yep. 63 people have participated to one degree or
Yeah,
another. Now we just
yeah,
need to
yeah,
get over 50 for the 1 week, and then I'll be happy.
yeah.
So,
We're almost there. We
um,
had 48 the last 2 weeks, I think.
yeah,
So
we're getting there.
you were
All
getting there.
right. All
All right,
right.
good stuff.
EJ,
Excited to
Eric, it
see
was
what
good.
happens.
Yep. And we'll connect again, but I'll get all this stuff out. But thank you. Thanks for all the hard work you're doing, man. This is yeoman's work, so
This
do
is the easy.
appreciate it.
This
This
is
is
the easy
fun.
part. This is the
This is
easy
fun.
part.
You
This is
entertain
good.
me, right? You don't realize it, but you entertain my soccer addiction. You feed it with.
I I entertain the entertainer. That's a compliment.
Yeah.
That is a compliment.
Like I
I'll
said,
take it.
I will get on these things and I will talk about. I'll talk about the game as long as you want, and you give me a reason for it, where I can look so bad that when I pick these games. But it's awesome.
I
I do
I might
appreciate
as
it.
well just start. I could talk probably just as intuitively and correctly about women's field hockey at this point. I just
Yeah, yeah.
big
I was
women's field hockey
actually
game coming up this weekend
I'm
between
yeah, yeah.
you know
I'm gonna I was gonna announce it at the end of the season, but I'm changing the
branching
channel
out.
from all things Division 3 soccer to all things Division 3 field hockey,
Okay,
and yeah, so that's gonna be the new format of the channel. And
I I hear TCNJ's got a good
oh,
team
they
this
are
year.
very good. Yeah, yeah, they're very good. They're very good. So.
Their soccer team not so much.
No, the men's team. The women's
Yeah,
team is
women's team. Yeah,
women's team is good. Women's team is
right,
good.
right. I don't think
Um,
the men have won yet.
no. Well, you know what? Like, okay, I get it. I get it. George Nazario, head coach, longtime head coach, retires, and so what do? They hire a
Hired the assistant
basketball
basketball coach. Yeah,
assistant basketball coach. Like,
yeah, because that's what you do.
I thought we were beyond that sort of thing. I'm gonna be like a pompous jerk. Like I thought we were beyond that sort of thing. Like, and I get it's probably temporary, but give the assistant the interim. Like you would have been
Right.
better off, 100 times better off, 100 times better off. I think personally, but what
That's
do I know?
a whole nother conversation.
Yeah,
Not to disparage anybody there either, but
no, yeah,
we've talked about TCNJ on the boards plenty of times. I
Yeah,
mean, that's a
yeah,
program that used to be fantastic,
yeah,
and given who they are and where they are, they should be.
It is. It's gonna do. I'm gonna do. It's shot
Yeah,
across the bow. I'm gonna do a episode of programs that I think should be a lot better than they are,
right.
and I would point to them as a
They would be
as in
my number one
they are
probably.
they are in the hotbed of soccer. Like everyone around here, you don't have to. You can go an hour in any direction and find great talent to make up a roster.
And it's a
But
great school.
and it's a great school. Great, only gotten better from the days when I was
Yeah.
playing. Like
Yep.
it is a remarkable place. So,
Yep. 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 Yep.
all right,
All right,
brother.
good stuff.
Yeah, it was good. Thanks.
All right, talk to you.
Yeah.